Venture a highway in the sunshine, where the days are longer, the nights are stronger than moonshine. You're gonna go, I know. Oh, come on, Joe. You can always change your name. Thanks a lot, son, just the same. Venture a highway in the sunshine, where the days are longer, the nights are stronger than moonshine. You're gonna go, I know. Cause the free wind is blowing through your hair, and the days surround your daylight there. Seasons crying, no despair. Alligator lizards in the air, in the air.
Anti-Afro Svengalis, Venture a Highway. America, the singing group. I hope you enjoyed the tune. I thought it was appropriate to play that tune given the circumstances. Wouldn't you agree? Listen, this is part 2 of the video that I just posted addressing the latest round of fake pics being circulated. And I want to make sure my first message, it's the most important message. There will be no change to my approach, to my strategy. What is that? You may ask, in case you're wondering. In the event anyone crosses the line with me and levels any threats of any kind, I am going to reach out and make sure those individuals and those groups lend some assistance in getting that conduct to cease. Absolutely no change. I want to make sure the terminology is correct, because I heard the word threat mentioned in the last video. Let me restate it. I'm making my intentions clear and I'm following through. That is no threat. That's making my intentions clear. Dumpsy's having a conniption fit because I implemented my plan. That is Dumpsy's fault that he continued to engage in particular conduct. I'm not going to get into it in this video. Of course, he's lying. I will address the facts in another video. It makes no difference what type of condition you say you have. It makes no difference what you say you went through in childhood. It makes no difference whether you say you have mental health, physical health issues. That is not an excuse for you to indulge in bullshit. You can't guilt me. You can't force me. You can't compel me to accept your sob story so you can continue doing the bullshit that you're doing. And it's sickening that primarily this behavior is centered on a group of females. They will say and do anything, and their common denominator is lying. I'm not indulging bullshit. You will not get any response content from me. You can continue posting your lying-ass videos, and we will continue copying those videos. It's not going to be worth the chump change that you're making. People who are engaging in this behavior, you are going to have to answer to it. These people are engaging in conduct that can be considered a hate crime. They claim to be working with people and the public, and they're targeting a specific heritage. You will not, when I say you understood, will not stop me from speaking because you say you have a condition and you use that condition or circumstance and expect people to consider that while you launch all of these vicious, vile, abusive, and illegal attacks. If anybody else decides to provide you with that courtesy and that deference, that is on them. I'm not going to do it. You're going to get the same damn treatment as everybody else. I want to take a trip down memory lane. Do you all remember what the Owl Show stated he was going to do with this Garfield character, Carrie Ann, whatever her name is, if she ever came back up on a panel and tried to scream and holler and curse at him As a matter of fact, he was clear that he wasn't going to deal with her at all, no matter what condition she appeared in. Because no matter what condition she appears in, she rapidly escalates. She's uncomfortable having a rational discussion. He made the announcement, and it doesn't matter what you think about the Yao show. What he did was expert, technician, style. He was going to completely ignore her, or he was going to go off the panel. It's okay. People can call it running if they want to. It's an indignity to engage somebody who's verbally abusing you. Don't place yourself in that situation. Now, Pillsbury, you did the right thing by not escalating with NPW. She, however, was verbally abusive and didn't deserve 5 seconds of your time. In fact, she deserved no seconds of your time because she barreled into a conversation after you stated she blocked you from some sites that she had a wrench at. She was shutting you down in other spaces. And then when you went to another space, she hunched you down onto the panel. This person didn't deserve any sort of engagement. You did the right thing by not responding in kind. It made her look like the fool that she is. She had children sitting up under her. They had to be toddlers. We heard the voice inflection. They're not 10 years old. These are little ones. Obviously not old enough to go off and play by themselves. And there was clearly no man there could take the children into another room. These are the conditions under which she was horrendously verbally abusive. Now, getting back to the Al Show's strategy, he made the announcement that he wasn't going to deal with Garfield at all. And you had people saying, oh my God, oh, what are you going to say? I'm not going to say anything. People didn't believe him. So when she comes back up on the panel, doing what she does, screaming and hollering, being totally out of control, uncivilized, sometimes he just sat there. No words came from the Al Show. And she looked like more and more of a fool, spiraling further out of control, screaming and hollering, nothing. No word, no sound came from the Al Show. Who looked like the fool? Remix used a modified version. Do you recall the Beats situation with Remix and KKC? People were holding these panels about what happened, and there was a panel. The panel was all brothers talking, trying to explain the situation, possibilities, and people are learning something until Garfield, who had been running around talking shit about KKC, obviously to curry favor with Remix. Here she comes up on the panel, makes a beeline for Remix, making all of these comments each time he said something, until he finally said, I know who you are. I'm ignoring you. I know what you do. I know exactly what you do. I'm purposely ignoring you. And she continues and continues, and then she comes up with this. My ex-boyfriend was a producer. Oh my God. People, even if this is true and I don't believe it, how would that infuse any knowledge into her about producing? Because they don't just let people in studios when you're producing music. Why are you there? You would have to be right there, up close and personal, learning and being involved, and you would not be there. Why would you be there? You don't have anything to do with producing of the music. Very few people are allowed in recording studios when they are producing product. That much I do know about recording and production. She just has to find a way to be heard and to get any sort of look at me, look at me, look at me. She got a reprieve after she acted the fool by attacking brothers on a global scale and got that work. What did she do? I have mental health issues. So she was being tolerated on these panels. NPW looked like the fool yesterday. That she is. Other times she would come on the panel when he was there and he would leave. And she became more and more frustrated, showing who she really is. This is a person who had gender attacked this man, race attacked this man, threatened him with violence. That's how out of control this person is. You don't indulge people who are out of control because they can set you up. And we know what that means. And trust you me, Garfield is a person who will try to get you arrested for doing nothing. You didn't do anything. Not that you did something and people don't like that you reported them. You didn't do a thing, and she's going to turn you into the cops. NPW's the same way. She likes to run around and lie on people. She likes to say you have criminal records when you don't. This person doesn't deserve a single second of your time. It is, of course, your decision how you want to handle a situation, but anyone that has engaged in such horrendous verbal abuse doesn't deserve any of your time. She's going to continue to get whipped up into a frenzy. These people whipping themselves up in frenzies, let them whip around in their own frenzy. You see how they're congregated over in Loserville? Dumpsy belongs in Loserville. And he didn't have the guts to facilitate that discussion. He has no guts. He's full of shit. And the other things that you said about Dumpsy are true. He's a liar and he's a hypocrite. So a liar and a hypocrite is not going to adequately facilitate any discussion. NPW had no intention of having a civilized discussion. Her intention was to act in the uncivilized manner that she typically does. She only has short-term capacity to pretend to react and engage in a civilized manner. And that always gives way to abuse, to lies, to harassment. The list goes on. Let me also say, she was up there making all these comments. This person really is putting a lot of effort in trying to hurt my feelings. How is somebody going to hurt your feelings? You don't even have a relationship with them. That's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. But I can't resist responding to something that she said. While she was sitting there with two toddlers engaging in negative imprinting, just like she received negative imprinting, resulting in what we see today, the cycle continues with those poor toddlers sitting there, who obviously, like I said a second ago, can't go off and keep themselves self-occupied. She then wants to try to find a way to attack Gerald Palmer. And I already told you what was going to happen. You open your mouth about Gerald Palmer, and we're going to continue. I can stand it if you can. In fact, I can stand it even if you can't. And we know you can't stand it. Listen now, NPW really believes it can go up to home plate with a broken bat and hit a home run. That's what she thinks. Loss? She says Gerald has lost so much working with me. You know, this video can go on for quite a long time if I want to talk to you about the number of jobs NPW has lost. NPW was sitting there with two toddlers, negative imprinting. And guess where Gerald Palmer was on Thursday? Dinner and a Christmas concert with his family. When was the last time NPW went on a family excursion, either locally or out of town, with her children and her husband? You want to talk about loss? Who was running around these YouTube streets, married and trying to hop on what she now calls Dusty Dicks that rejected her? This is what NPW is doing. And she wants to talk about people losing things. Oh, I can just start up the video series about what NPW has lost. And so she claims that somebody was running around the campus with audio clips. Really? Well, if you want to run around campus with audio clips of Gerald Palmer, he wouldn't care. Why do you care if there's audio clips being passed around on your campus? You said that nobody would care, that your president would support you. But let me tell you this about these audio clips. That, of course, she says, I sent around campus. I'm waiting for her to prove that in a court of law. But let me tell you, whoever sent those clips, I applaud you. If indeed what she says is true. And let me tell you my rationale for applauding. Yay, you're my hero. Whoever sent those clips, yes, you're my hero. That's what she said about that Dumble Ding Dong, threatening to rape, sexually degrade me. No, you didn't hurt my feelings when you did that. I just knew there would be some dividends I could cash in. I just knew there would come a day Well, I can return the favor. So whoever did that, I applaud you. Just like you applaud this idiot, felony probationer, engaging in multiple probation violations for threatening violence, you can applaud that. Well, I applaud somebody for keeping your campus updated on the bullshit that you are doing. I look forward to you gathering enough nerve to take this into court and prove that I passed anything around your campus. We can applaud each other respectively. You can applaud a felony probationer. That's why I call it a PH doo-doo for you. It's not a PhD, it's a PH doo-doo. Look who you hang around with. You want to talk about loss? You're up here acting like the loser on YouTube. You want us to believe that you're content running around in all these platforms, jumping up and screaming at people and cursing people out and demanding that people get up on a panel because you don't like the comments that they're writing in the chat? That's what you're doing, and you want people to believe that you have this made in the shade happy home. Obviously, that isn't the case because she goes around attacking everybody else and saying what's happening in their households when she's in fact describing her own circumstances. There wouldn't be anything that you could ever say that's going to hurt my feelings. You're not going to hurt Gerald's feelings. Whatever you're saying, all these nasty comments that you're making, it's just a reflection of who you are. Wasted energy, but it's your energy to waste. And again, I can go on for infinity. All the horrendous and negative things that you have done. And you're a fool if you think that T-Pre is your friend. She's backstabbing you and you don't even know it. So sweet as you please. Everyone, you know there's more to come. Much more to come. In the meantime, buyer beware.